Over the past 20 years, a lot of things have changed in the waterfowl world. Our standard of excellence isn't one of them. We have been proudly family owned and operated since 1999. GK calls. We don't want to be the biggest, just the best.
Hey guys, Elite Series Pro Keith Combs here from Michiana Outdoor News, and one question that I get asked in general is about crankbait fishing and how do you make fish react to your crankbait. And a lot of people have asked me about natural lakes. How do I approach a natural lake and catch them on a crankbait? Well, I don't have a lot of experience in natural lakes, but the experience I have there is very similar to the way we fish, on the southern or eastern reservoirs. It's all about contacting stuff with your crankbait. So I want to tell you about a specific situation that I experienced last year at the Bassmaster All-Star event down at Muskegon Lake, and it was a really unique experience. When I first got to Muskegon, I saw the lake and it looked great. It had a lot of weeds in it, had some wood in the rivers, had some docks, and initially that was the pattern that I tried to fish, and I struggled. Late on the first practice day, I started fishing around some industrial areas which had some big long stretches of seawall, metal seawall, and I noticed there was a lot of bait fish suspended in the upper part of the water column. A lot of these seawalls were in like 15 to 30 foot of water, but the bait fish was in that upper 12 foot. Initially I tried them with, tried to flip a jig on them, things like that, couldn't get the fish to react, started cranking them and started catching the fish were pretty good. A lot of good quality fish, 2.5, 3 pound fish. Some were largemouth and some were even smallmouth. But the pattern was still similar. The main thing that you had to do with that crankbait, and I fished 2 of them. I fished this is a Tennessee shad. I use this bait almost everywhere I go. So Tennessee shad, Strike King 1.5. This is what I caught them on in the mornings on Muskegon. Later on in the day, I got down to that that 10 to 12 foot range with this color of 5XD, Strike King 5XD. But the main thing that I had to do is I couldn't just cast it down that seawall and retrieve it and get a bite. I had to contact something, and that's a lot more difficult to do when you just have a straight wall. So what I looked for was any kind of irregularities in that wall. Say there was a big barge tie up, a metal or a wooden post, that they used to tie the barges up, or a corner that I could position my boat where I could make my bait deflect off that corner. Those are the kind of places that I got my bites. So the principle is the same in your natural lakes as it is in your man-made reservoirs. You need to take that crankbait and make that fish react to it. The way you do that is to slam it into some kind of piece of cover, make it dart off, and that will, if there's a fish anywhere in that area, that's going to get his attention and make him come over there and probably bite your bait. So use that technique next time you're out on your lake. Make sure you're contacting something with that crankbait. If you're on Muskegon, get up on those seawalls and contact that wall with that crankbait. I promise you it's going to put a few big fish in your boat and hopefully win you some extra money in your next tournament.